Hey guys, Sean Timber here. Welcome to Before You Watch, the show where I'll tell you all about the recent shows that just came out, the good, the bad, the insane, everything. Here I'll be giving my brutally honest opinions of the shows, and today we're going to talk about Adolescence. And before we dive into this one, I just want you to know that this video will be spoiler free, and the footage you're going to see here will be from the trailers or earlier on in the show. Alright, I'll just say it. It's from the UK, so you gotta be prepared to listen very closely because the accent sometimes is strong in this one, so pay attention. It doesn't negatively impact my watching in any way though, just something to note. So Adolescence is actually a short series with just 4 episodes that you can go and watch right now. The series was created by a team of writers and directors known for their realistic approach to storytelling, and it shows. It carries a mature rating due to its themes of bullying, crime, and adolescent issues. The show runs for about 50 minutes per episode, making it a fairly quick watch if you're looking for something to binge over the weekend. And it was filmed entirely on location in the UK, which contributes to its authentic atmosphere and visual style. So here's a couple of things about this series that may or may not blow your mind, Brad Pitt actually served as an executive producer on this one through his production company Plan B Entertainment. According to press interviews with the showrunner, Pitt read the script and immediately called the BBC to get involved. So what's crazy is that he stayed completely hands-off during the film, but showed up unannounced to the wrap party and spent 3 hours talking to the young cast members about their experiences. The cast talked about this on their promotional circuit, and there are some great photos from that right now online. And that's the power of research, baby. And speaking of the cast, the main kid that they got for this one wasn't just inexperienced. He was literally spotted playing football in a Manchester park by one of the assistant directors who lived nearby. No acting experience whatsoever. The director said in interviews they auditioned over 3,000 kids from traditional casting calls, but couldn't find the raw authenticity that they wanted until this random park encounter. They actually had to delay production for a few weeks just to give him a crash course in acting lessons, Keep this in mind because this will be important as you listen to what I have to say about the kids acting later on in the movie. Also, fun fact, several scenes had to be completely rewritten during filming because the young actors actually improvised dialogue that the writers thought was more authentic than what they'd originally scripted. So by the final episode, about 30% of the dialogue was unscripted, which is pretty much unheard of in British television drama. The production team worked closely with consultants on juvenile issues as well, and social media impacts on modern teenagers, ensuring the portrayal of these sensitive topics were handled with appropriate care and realism. The series centers around a shocking incident involving a 13-year-old boy who's arrested. This sends ripples through the community, and the series explores the aftermath of this event from multiple perspectives: the police officers, the family members, and the community at large. So the show examines themes of childhood, responsibility, bullying, and the growing influence of social media on adolescent behavior. So the series itself starts strong and hooks you in. The cinematography has this raw, unfiltered quality that makes you feel like everything is immediate and real. There's no flashy editing or stylized visuals, just honest, straightforward storytelling through the camera lens. The series uses a naturalistic lighting approach, and that enhances the documentary-like feel of certain scenes, especially during the more intense moments involving the police and the teenager. The acting I also liked too, especially in the beginning. The beginning says, this is going to be a good ride. And I'm all into that kind of stuff, You could feel the uneasiness of the police when they do the arrest of this 13-year-old boy. Everything feels real. I don't know how to explain it fully, but the actors don't feel like they are behind the screen. They just feel like normal people. There are some points where it feels like, that was acted poorly. But I think that was the intention, so that it feels like it's an actual normal family going through this, not professional actors, who are just acting in a fantasy world. Also, the kid who had no acting experience did a really good job in episode 3. His performance was especially noticeable, and be on the lookout for episode 3. Just 10 minutes in, and you already know you want to see how this one will end. And I've watched a lot of series, but I didn't have a clue where this one was going to go. And I actually like how this short series also explores, as I said, bullying and all these different things that are happening to teenagers nowadays, especially because of social media. The music as well, just to mention, is actually good. It increased the intensity of the scenes. The sound guys did a good job with making the environment feel lived in and real. And I guess those guys are called Foley, right? They did good. Of course, this is totally unnecessary to many people, but me being someone who's interested in sound and music, it caught my attention how real the sounds are. It's as if you're there. Yeah, so I want to say that everyone who worked on this series did a really good job. Well, nothing is perfect in this world. The third episode, which I told you to look out for, actually slows down. I can't say anything more than that without spoiling, but yeah, it slows down, it lowers the intensity, and eventually got funny later on in episode 3. So I would say if it's too slow for you, just stick through it because it eventually gets a little bit good down the line, or it gets funny down the line. And yeah, just stick with it. Episode 4 even gets slower than the third. And I would understand if someone just says, I enjoyed the first 2 and didn't enjoy the third and the fourth. Because remember that the 4th episode, especially, people were acting without any script. So they were just acting naturally. So if that's something you tend to not like, it's okay if you don't like that. However, I would still recommend it as a watch. So if I were to rate this, I would give episode 1 and 2 a 9. And then for episode 3, I would give it a 6. And then for episode 4, I would give it a 5. You see, it's not bad. It's just not consistently good and engaging. So, speaking of this, now that I think of it, I have seen a lot of UK series especially do this. They start super good, like really superior, really good, and then boom, all of a sudden, they tank. If anyone can remind me of a recent series that did not do that, write it in the comment section, and then I'll go and check it out. And then I'll give my own opinion of it eventually as well. The ending of this one is emotional and ties the whole series together. I would suggest this series. It's a good watch. I liked it. It's good storytelling, despite the pacing issues in the later episodes. For anyone interested in realistic drama that tackles difficult subjects with authenticity, Adolescence delivers a compelling experience, especially in those first 2 episodes. If you enjoy British television and don't mind the occasional strong accents, this series offers a thought-provoking look at issues facing today's teenagers and the adults trying to navigate these challenges alongside them. While it's not perfect, that slowdown in episode 3 and 4 is definitely noticeable. The overall package is still worth your time, especially for the performances and the emotional impact of the finale. You can go and watch it and tell me if it was good to you, if you liked it or if you didn't. Anyways, guys, you know the drill. Like and subscribe like my mom and get back to work or you're fired.